crossed the line. This is our block now. Not for long. Bring it. Y'all need to cool out. We don't need them folks coming down here.
What's up, what's up, what's up? This your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. I'm back with another story for y'all, man. And this situation right here takes place in Valdosta State Prison, level 5 camp. And matter of fact, before I start this video off, I want to say, like, I'm so dedicated to putting these videos out there, telling y'all my journey, picking up other stories as I go along from different people that send me their stories, or I look up information about what's going on new in the chain gang and I put the story together. But I've been wanting to branch out and like go do better content in different areas, have a better background, stop getting all these interruptions, a lot of yelling in the background. But like I'm in some buildings where I'm going to get these interruptions, and I don't think that is fair to y'all. Like, guess y'all trying to hear the story, y'all stay in tune, and then you hear something like that to just throw you all the way off and distract you. I mean, so like anytime that y'all can, if y'all want to, y'all send a donation right here to this link right here. This is my link. This is my CA, and y'all can donate the channel, and it will go to putting back more money into my platform, my channel, the visuals, and everything. I got a lot of correcting to do. I'm just trying to get this right and try to figure this whole content thing out, you know what I'm saying, with what I got going on. And I'm trying my best. I'm doing what I can, y'all. So I hope y'all appreciate that. I hope y'all know that I am locked in, though, and I got y'all every trip. Just know that. I got y'all every trip. Now let's get into this story, this situation with my man Trainwreck. He was a funny dude, and here's his story. Now, when it comes to certain inmates that come into the prison, they already might have a likable character or charisma about them. And the more they get comfortable in the dorm, the more it just comes out. And they get freely to start speaking and having people like coming to like them and stuff like that. Because you see, like, yo, I would mess with him on the street. He's a funny dude, you know what I'm saying? Or you just won't mess with the cat at all. But Trainwreck, he was a likable dude. This dude was kind of older. I'm gonna say he was like in his 40s. Yeah, in his 40s at the time. I don't know exactly what he did in the free world. You can't even put it together by looking at Trainwreck to say, yeah, I can see he was a such and such. But inside the prison system, he was like a jack of all trades. He knew how to do a whole bunch of things. And he started being runners for like different associations or affiliations, I should say. And he was a tester. He'll be testing stuff. And when I started to notice that he became like people's entertainment, when it's time to get the tester on, they calling Trainwreck, getting him out of the cell, bringing him into a cell, get him right, and then he's gonna perform. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is just strike it up, you know what I'm saying, just get it lit, and he'll start being just like this. And this is kind of what made him likable. And then he can get a little bit overly excited too. If he gets too high, he'll get overly excited and have people 38 hot at this man, like super mad at this dude, because he'll start doing some real. I don't even want to say like a background or whatever. He'll just be doing his train wreck activity. I mean, and it's just so many people that I've met that was like this. And the guy that I'm putting in here, he's just like a spitting image of Trainwreck. That is not actually Trainwreck, but he does the same stuff, moves the same way. They actually look like a spitting image of each other. That's why I thought that this fit like absolutely perfect for this video. And Trainwreck started he started going down a little bit. And you can tell that he was stressing that he'll be looking for these affiliations that be calling him to do something. And when he get on these D-Rugs, when he started showing his ass, like he didn't know how to act at one point, but it was because he was going through so much. And you could see it in his face, like his people are dying off and everything. And this is something that goes on inside the chain gang. When you're getting older, you done put in a lot of time. Your folks that's older than you, they start like falling off left and right. You know what I'm saying? Where you're saying rest in peace to such and such, or you getting a tattoo about your folks or whatever like that, but you're losing people. And if you really love them, it takes a part away from you. And you're looking at life a little bit more different. Things get a little bit more tighter. The money situation gets a little bit more tighter. And it changes you as a person within those walls. And I noticed that Trainwreck was affected by it. But put some drugs in his system. Boy, he'll be back at it. But don't get it twisted though. He wasn't a dummy by a long shot. If he wasn't on drugs and nothing, he wasn't no dummy. And he saw that these dudes was using him as a little test tube baby. They trying all different type of drugs on him to see how people will react and then know if they shit is good, and they'll have it booming in the dorm. I'm talking about booming in the dorm. If you got Trainwreck dancing and acting a fool in there, you know you got some good work. And this dude, man, I remember they went and set up like for a big pack to come in. And everybody was talking about it for like a couple weeks. Like, yeah, they about to flood the whole compound. It's going to be like this and that, and everybody going to be eating and stuff like that. And it was a lot of people with their hands in this situation, man. And they set up for Trainwreck to be the fall guy, just in case the pack gets caught and he's in the vicinity trying to get it, that he's just that expendable that he'll get poured out if he don't get it before that officer. Or if he pinches out of it, like he's struggling with his drug addiction and he pinches out of it, oh, they gonna put hands on him, elbows and everything. You know what I'm saying? So with him knowing that they're just putting him on the chopping block because he know that he can't like mess up by any means, he showed everybody just how smart he was, man. And they sent him out the dorm early morning. It was around pill call when the officers are switching shifts and stuff like that. And he's supposed to be going to a location to go pick this work up. and then wrap it in towels, I guess having it in his net bag and keep on pushing back to the dorm. And when the officers came and they switched shifts, they're sitting around like cats is looking all through the sally port and stuff like that, and they can try to see down the walk a little bit, and they wonder where this man Trainwreck is at. And this boy done tapped out on the wall. He got that work, started with one of the officers. They locked that boy up, and he already knew. Now it's time to go hiding. It's time to take that race, you know what I'm saying? Now he on the run, he running for the plug. He back in the hole. Probably thinking like, y'all played with me. Y'all saw I was going through all of this stuff and y'all played with me. Y'all kept feeding me these drugs so I can jump around and dance and do all this stuff for y'all entertainment. But he showed these affiliates, these young boys, these gang members that he was way smarter than that. Yeah, they might catch him later or his ass out or mess around and put wings on that boy. But for now, Trainwreck, he probably was in the cell still going at it, boy. And yeah, this video might have a little bit of humor in it because of the visuals, but listen to what I'm saying. If you come into the folds of the chain gang and you got to do some time and you're dealing with drug addiction and you see that the people that's serving you is trying to now get you in a position to even go and get the whole pack, the whole thing, and putting a lot on you that you can't perform and do correctly without getting in harm's way, or it's too much of an obligation and you know your people can't pay for it or you can't pay for it. If something goes wrong, stay away. Matter of fact, just say no. Just say no, you can't do it. Say you're going to remain a customer if that's what you got to do, but I will ask for you to try to give yourself a chance and fight that addiction and fight that abuse and try to work it down to a minimum so you won't hurt yourself as well as the people outside in the world, man. Trainwreck never made it out of prison either. I can't say exactly how he was unalived, but y'all can kind of put it together because soon he did come out of the hole some years later. And I heard probably like maybe a couple months after he was out the hole, he was gone. So rest in peace to Trainwreck. And please take heed to these stories, the information that I put out there, because I'm just trying to put out some awareness for people to know that going down the road, going into these county jails, prisons, and chain gangs is not the way. Do something smart. Don't do nothing stupid and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. Peace. Yo, what's up? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the Zoo, and I'm back with another story. And yes, we are back in the red room. And this story right here is about an individual that you kind of see in every chain gang. You know what I'm saying? Damn near in every dorm. This individual name was Pug, and we started calling him Let Me Get a Soup because he was like a Maytag, like a dude that goes around cleaning people's cells. He'll do odd jobs. He'll go running to get hot water for your soup or for your coffee. He trying to sweep out your room, mop out your room, wipe it down, you know what I'm saying, clean it and everything. And he be always saying, let me get a soup. Or he'll invite a situation like, yo, you look tired, man. You look real tired, bro. I see how you landed on the rail, man. You want me to come up there and knock out your room real quick before inspection? Let me get a soup. Like, this is how he was coming. And he would say that to everybody and anybody about anything. You know what I'm saying? And he'll always say, let me get a soup. And these type of individuals, when they come into the prison system, after they get sentenced, it's like they usually, like, their family will kind of like start distancing themselves from that individual. So they have no backing. They don't have people sending mail into them, you know what I'm saying, sending money orders in. You're not getting no packages, no visits, or none of that. So you're kind of like hustling off the land. And that's how this individual was. He didn't disrespect nobody. He tried to respect everybody because he wanted to work and do something for any and everybody. And I noticed that was his daily thing. This is what he did. Like, for months that I was there, this is what he'll do. From the dawn, when he drinking his coffee and people coming out their cell, he looking like, man, you should let me press that, man. You know I'm up in the laundry now. You should let me press that. You need me to? Let me get a suit. Like, this is how he was coming. Now, there was some people moving around, coming into the different dorms or whatever, and I don't know exactly where he was coming from, but I know the dude that slid up in our dorm, they said that he was down for at least like 20-something years or whatever. And he was in the old chain gang, like Alto days and all that. And this was an older gentleman. He looked very fit for his age, though. If he was like 50-something, close to 60 years old, he looked very fit. He was very tall, like 6'5", you know what I'm saying? Slender built. He looked muscular, toned up and everything. Had a butt-naked face. Like, he even shaved his mustache, everything off. He just butt-naked face. Looked at kind of weird a little bit. I'm going to say that, but he had a real stern face. And when he came into the dorm, he came luggaged up. He had mad bags, mad food and everything. And as people were standing around, they was asking like what he claimed and stuff like that. He walked past everybody. He ain't even look at them. He's standing taller than everybody. He coming in, he walked past them. Boom. He go into his cell, and you can tell his clothes is all extra creased up. He still had the shiny tips on his boots too. You know what I'm saying? And we was fading out of that era, but he was definitely in there. You know what I'm saying? And as he stayed in our dorm, I noticed he would rarely come out the dorm. And then, out his cell, you know what I'm saying, into the day room or anything. He'll always be playing his cell. He had an old radio, too, a big boombox radio. I think I spoke about that before. I'm going to do another video on that another time, though. But he's always in there listening to his radio or whatever, like that. And then he started coming out telling people about he had a store. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to run a store. He was dealing with a selected few of people or whatever the case may be. And when I saw him talking about it in front of the TV, I noticed, let me get a soup, was over there. He was looking at the man or whatever. And I thought that he was about to go start doing his rounds and asking, can he be Maytag and do some work for somebody, buffing out their cell or something like that, and be like, let me get a soup. But he's looking at him talk. And he was standing there. He had a soup in his hand, but he went to the dude and he was like, man, how much you do for 2 soups, man? Like, I need 2 beef soups. Like, what you trying to do for 2 beef soups? And he's like, it's going to cost too much, Playboy. It's going to cost too much, man. And he's like, nah, I just want 2 soups. I'll pay it back on store. He was like, it's going to be 5 soups. It's going to be 5 soups. You want it or not? And I saw that old head, like, was kind of on some ignorant stuff. You know what I'm saying? How he was doing pug or whatever, let me get a soup. But he was like, come on, follow me, man. And he giving it to him, but he's talking to him before he hands it over to him. Like, he's giving him a whole speech or something. I couldn't really hear exactly the words, but you can tell he's not handing over that soup until he was done talking. Then he gives him the soups, and then they go their different ways. A couple days go past, bro, and store day hits. And let me get a soup is still in his cell. When they call for everybody to go out, he's still in his cell. And I noticed that OG keeps opening his door. He's opening his door a lot, looking out, looking through the door. He closed the door. You hear his music blasting too. Every time he open it, you'll hear the music. He looking around or whatever. Now, after store call is over, people is going out to chow and all that. And
I'm in the dorm. I did not go to Chow, and a couple other people didn't go to Chow because we was about to hook something up that day or whatever. And because everybody was good that was with me. And I noticed that OG comes out his cell. He has a pillowcase in his hand, and it looked like something is inside this pillowcase or whatever. He's on the bottom range because that's where he stays at, and Let Me Get a Soup stays on the other side. Now, he goes around and goes to Let Me Get a Soup's door. He's tapping on the door, and then the door's about to open up, and this man goes in. Now, when he goes in, from that point, like the way he rushed in, it seemed like it was going to be some loud boom, 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 all that in there. It ain't no sound at all. There's no sound going on. And now, it's probably like maybe 3 to 4 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that, I don't know, but Chow is about to come back or whatever, and when dude opens the door, when this man opens the door back up, it's like he went in there for an all-out massacre. This dude came back out with so much of Let Me Get a Soup's inside, you know what I'm saying, blood, everything all on his arms, his hands, on the big banger that he had in that pillowcase where he was hiding. He got it all over him, and this man is coming out the cell like this, wiping his face with this man's, all his Kool-Aid out of his body. He's wiping his face with it and everything, and he coming out the cell smiling. This man came out the cell smiling, going back to his cell with the weapon, everything. So I'm talking about, you can tell that he went in there like he was just slaughtering a dog or something up in there, man. And when he went into his cell, everybody is running down there, opening the door. And man, this guy, Let Me Get a Soup, was in there in his bed. It looked like a horror show up in that spot, man. Like people were trying to get him up out of there, rushing him to the door for the officer to call for medical. Medical was running down there. They get him up out of there. And this man, he did not make it. He did not make it from that situation, man. Let Me Get a Soup was a good dude. He was a good, solid dude. And this happens to too many people too much. And the Georgia Department of Corrections asking you to stay out the street, stay out the way. Please don't do not stupid and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. You can be part 2. Let Me Get a Soup. Losing your life over 3 soups because the man didn't pay 3 soups, I heard. He said he was going to pay him next week. And that man said it was over. It was a wrap for him, man. This your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I'm going, y'all. Peace. Yo, what's going on? What's up, y'all? This your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and we are back in the Red Room. And this situation right here, this was actually the very first unaliving that came across my eyes in the chain gang, man. And it showed me just how easily somebody can lose their lives without even knowing that it's on its way to them, and how easily people can catch up with you, especially when you try to outslick somebody, do them wrong, or cross their people out in the streets, or even victimize somebody's family that's in the chain gang and you run into them. But this situation right here stemmed from when we were in the county jail, in Gwinnett County Jail on the north side of Atlanta. Right before we were going, I remember seeing an individual like months ago, and he was collecting like a big debt, like borrowing a lot of stuff from a lot of these gang members that was going down the road. And his thought was, since they already been sentenced and he hasn't, he gonna run it up, and then he gonna catch out on them. And that's exactly what he did. He ran it up at least probably like $200 to $250 for one person, and then like around the same amount for another. And these 2 dudes was in cahoots, but they didn't really wonder if he was going to pay back, because he was paying back real good for a minute, but then he chose to do the dash. And these dudes get sentenced, or they were already sentenced, but they got sent down the road, and they was at Coastal State Prison. And then a couple Thursdays go past, probably like 5 or 6 Thursdays, and I've been sentenced, and so has this individual. But I didn't see this man until we get shackled up and handcuffed, and we're on the bus, and the officers are telling us to sit closer to the front because there was a dude behind us. And I was looking back there like, why is he so many chairs away from us or whatever like that? But he just sitting there and he looking around and he'll put his head down. I did not put it together that this was the dude that owed people and ran off with them. But once we got to Costa, with getting off the bus, we go through our processing, that crazy processing of humiliation, getting stripped down to nothing, gotta wash with all this different type of like, I guess, lice cleaner and stuff like that. You put it in your hair, you put it in your private area and all that. We're doing all this, getting our heads shaved, and then we're going into these dorms. And it must have got word to the individuals that this dude right here, he was the one that owed them all the money. And I remember asking while we was on the bus, like, yo, what's his issue? And somebody was like, yo, you don't remember him, bro? He the one that caught out on folk and them, you know what I'm saying? Them bloods that was getting that money. And yeah, he that same dude. And I was like, damn. But I didn't think of it as nothing until this day came where we was all out there, you know what I'm saying, like standing by this door, the side door, to get out to the small yard. And we waiting for the officer to turn the key, open the door and let us out there. And then as we started going out, it was people running to the basketball court because they wanted to get the ball first so they can shoot up and be captains and pick their teams. And that's what they did. By the time I walked over there, I'm standing in a line with a couple other people. And on my side was my bunkie. And we're standing like this, looking at the game while they're playing gladiator football and acting all crazy with the ball, clotheslining, people tripping them and doing all this old wild stuff. When I looked to the left of me, that dude was right there. You know what I'm saying? The one that ran off on them people for their money. He was standing there and sitting there like this with the same type of unit on his face that I had on mine as we're looking at the basketball game, bro. And I'm trying to tell you, man, you would never think something like this was gonna happen. Yo, you see two dudes coming out of the other side, and they're coming out the other side, and you see them looking around, and they point to dude, and they pull out these bone crushers and these bangers, and at the time, I'm just looking, because I know they can't be coming for me. I know I don't have no situations with them, but I wanted to see exactly how they was gonna move, and they split right at homeboy, and then one touched his right shoulder. They used this old move on him, touched his right shoulder, and once he turned his neck, this whole region right here was open, and dude caught him, and he got him in his neck, and my man starts running off. He running, trying to get away from them. He like, oh man, and they just, I'm talking about, they lunged at him big time, boom, and they hitting him from different directions while he's trying to move through people that's still on the court trying to get out the way. He's running and scrambling through them. And I'm talking about, yo, they're using some big tools and I'm talking about hitting them deep, boom, bringing them things out. So they must have been using some bone crushers. They poured this man out. He's on the ground trying to block. He can't block. They stab his wrist area, his arms. I'm talking about they tore dude up. No officer came in that area. It had to be somebody in the tower to make the call, letting them know that it's a guy down there that's about to lose his life. And we stood there, like probably a crowd of like 45 people, and we watched. We watched as the life left out of this dude for running off with these people money. And that's what they were saying the whole time. If you want to run off with that money, you want to run off with us, play on niggas' top ankle. And I'm talking about, I didn't see them miss, not once. They got him all in his face area. One stabbed him in his ear, hitting him all on his head, back of his head, up here, like right beside his eye, him in his nose, his shoulders, everything. Like, I'm talking about they did him in the worst way, bro. They tore dude up, and actually, from that day, it kind of told me, don't play with nobody's money. Don't play no games inside the chain gang. Don't be owing nobody nothing. Because if I ever get to the point where I feel that I can't pay them, I don't want to feel like I need to run. You know what I'm saying? To go catch out, even if I needed to do that to recoup. Don't do it. Don't come to these chain gangs playing games. If you have to do time, do your time respectfully. Try to stay to yourself, especially even if you don't have nobody from the outside showing you love and getting money to you and stuff like that. Find something to do in there to keep yourself busy. Find a way that you can eat a little bit more so you'll be all right at nighttime and through the day, man. Please take heed to these stories that I tell y'all, because these are all real situations. These are not made up stories. These are stories made up for you to listen to, take heed to, and move the right way. This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I'm asking y'all, please don't do nothing stupid outside in these streets, man, where you'll find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, a chain gang. That's it. That's simple. Stay out the way. Stay away from people that's trying to send you down a dark path, because once you get sentenced, that's it. It's only you. Believe me when I tell you, it's only you. Even with your bus partner. You don't want to lean on nobody. Lean on your own decisions. Make your own decisions, and you'll come out your own way as your own man. Trust me. You'll live a way better life. Remember that. Peace, y'all. Yo, what's up? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. Yeah, man. I'm still back here in this hole. Level 5 camp. Ware State Prison. And I told y'all, I'm funny about people coming into my cell. So they like flashcards to me. They gonna keep going in and out until I can find somebody that I can really do time with back here. If not, I'm riding solo dolo. But I got some interesting stories, man. So I'm about to take y'all on a ride. Let's go back into this. Surviving the hole with your boy Big Miz from Zoo. Boy, back in this hole, man, I be really getting my dream on. Like, I be having some crazy dreams though, bro. Like, I'm always going up against somebody crazy in the chain gang. This what my dreams be about. Like, real talk. Like, I be having dreams and it go like, sort of like this.
There's not even gonna be a fight. I'm gonna mercy kill this old man.
God chose me for this fight. God is the teacher. Derek is the student, and I am God's instrument. When I squeeze your lungs, Derek, and you beg me for life, then your heart will open up to the Lord.
I'm gonna knock him out round 1, bitch. Wait. What did he say again? He said God chose him.
Boy, then I'll just jump up and be looking around because I'm hearing shit. Like, I wake up and I notice I'm still back here in the hole and somebody is like doing a whole hit record. It be sounding real good too. But I be trying to fall back to sleep. Like, I'm like, yo, I hear this type stuff all day, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the wee hours in the morning. I know child is in a couple hours. Man, I'm about to get some rest. So I start putting the pillow like over my ears and everything so I can't hear nothing. I get some shut-eye for a couple hours. Then they slide in the tray through the flap. I go ahead and mash that. I'm talking about monster mash that little tray real quick. And then I sit it by the door. And when I'm coming to the door, man, I be listening because these dudes, like, after morning, like, chow and all that, these dudes be really debating and be having the craziest conversations. Like if you want to hold debate and talking about some diabolical stuff, go to the hole and you find the celly that's across from you or whatever, that they voice can bounce off the wall and y'all can hear each other real good. And that's when they kick it real heavy. Like they be talking about the craziest stuff, man. I'm talking about the craziest
But
shit.
I know you nigga bitch ass nigga. Y'all don't show love to the fat bitches. Every time I look up, y'all having a debate of is she fat or is she thick? Nigga, she thick and fat. Nigga, I like it, nigga. I love the fuck out of her, nigga. She fat right there, thick right there, little right there, fat right there, fat right there, fat right there, thick right there, little right there, like all the parts is fat. Nigga. If her back hurting because her titties too big, I like it. Oh, baby, I'm two, and it's all in my ass. I like it. I got a little gut, though. I like that, too. This the playground.
Man, when it started getting too stupid, they be talking real stupid, man. I walk away from the door, start cleaning up my cell, man. While I'm trying to get the cell in order, I was just thinking about, like, some of the other inmates that came into the cell. Like, some of these dudes, man, I had to get up out my cell quickly. Like, they was coming, like, extra crazy. Like, they be doing too much, man. And coming into the hole, you don't know what type of individual you're going to get coming through there. You just really don't know. You'll have some dudes come into your cell, like they be okay for a minute. And then you listen, be like, hold up, what you talking about?
One thing about the strip clubs, you gotta remember, stripper arms are not like regular women's arms. They do not know how to touch you delicately.
And you're like, oh boy, one of these.
Delicately.
Or this other dude that was like,
Happy cheat day on you.
yo, these cats is cold, like a whole joke the whole time, though. I didn't know that I was about to get this young boy. I'm talking about this wild ass YN in my cell, man. I was not ready for this. Like this little dude, they used to call him, I think, Lil Shouty. I mean, straight Mechanicville ass little young dude too, man. Like he was wild as hell. Like he was having things popping in the dorm, but I think they was trying to like rob him or something. So he went all out. And
That's it. Take him to the door.
boy, he's on his way
Take him to the door.
to come to the hole to be my cellar. And I'm not going to front. When he came into the cell, he was a little riled up. And he was talking crazy. He still was amped, had his adrenaline going. And, like, I noticed when you're one-on-one with them, like, I really had to check him, like, just to bring him down to earth. And like I said, when you're one-on-one with these YNs, you gotta talk to him. Like, I talked to him, but I had to really, like, talk to him.
I'll break your jaw, your nose, knock all your teeth out, man, because you like to suck your teeth. Suck your teeth at me. Yo, suck your teeth at me. Go ahead, suck your teeth. Trust me. This ain't where you want to be, man.
And I ain't gonna front. After that,
you, bro.
he kind of like settled down.
gotta
He
listen.
chilled. Now we kind of singing eye to eye. And yo, to be for real, the whole time, this little dude was a cool little young boy. I'm talking about, me and him had some laughs. I remember when he was trying to run some Chen Gang game up in the cell because he brought his cell phone with him. I mean, and yo, this dude had me dying laughing. He's on the chat line just trying to get money out of any and everybody. And then I remember when he fell up on this type of conversation, I was like, what?
Take care and talk to you soon.
All right, bye. Love you.
I'm here for you and always happy to help. Take care and I'll be here whenever you
She
need me.
love you too, man.
You can't say I love you too? Come on now.
I'm here to support you and always.
Crazy, right? Crazy, right? Yo, but it's good to have a genuine laugh while you're back there. Like, it's just good to do that. You don't want to be showing these vulnerabilities in the main population and all that in general pop, because people start looking at you and they'll try to take your kindness for weakness. So you don't want to do a whole bunch of laughing and keying or even seem like you play around, because then people will play with you the wrong way. And I ain't with none of that. But this dude was like full of little tricks and trades and talents and all that. I remember when this dude woke me up, I was like, yo, what? And he was rocking. Lil Shorty was a fly little dude, man. You know what I'm saying? I embraced Lil Folk. You know what I'm saying? Me and him was riding in that cell for like a week straight. And we talked about a lot of stuff. Like he beat down with a lot of stories, and then I beat him down. And he didn't know that he was going to get transferred. He thought he was going back on a compound, but he got transferred up out of there. And then reality hit me when the officers opened the door this time. A whole different type of vibe was coming my way, man. And it was this Mexican dude. And I think like he was down for like 27 to 30 years, man. And I try to tell y'all about different situations with different inmates in the chain gang. And there's so many angles you can come with. But I need to harp on this. Like when this man came in and he started talking, like I sat up and I listened to him, and this is what he was saying to me, bro.
The captain came and told me that my time was up in Walpole, and I told him I wasn't going anywhere. And I was in the STG block and the gang block, and I won't mention the gangs. There was 2 different gangs in there. And he asked me, he says, Sanchez, your time is up. You got to pack your shit and go. I'm sorry for using the word shit. You got to pack your things and go, because that's the way they talk.
I was like, damn.
I said, well, why? He said, because your time is up. I said, so? He says, you got to go. I said, I ain't going. He said, well, if you don't go, what we're going to do, we're going to use the extraction team and get you out of here. We'll throw your stuff right out the front door and throw you out the front door. I said, well, make it happen then, because I'm not going anywhere. And he pulled me to the side and said, Sanchez, you're done with your time. I says, I ain't got nothing.
To even pick up in society and get himself together and start living life, he was so used to being institutionalized and moving with a certain uniform, and like he was just well, like functioning under the guidelines and the laws of the chain gang and what they want him to do. And that routine that he put together for decades, he was stuck in it and he didn't want to leave, man. And I was thinking like, damn, yo, I would love to trade places with you, but not really be in your shoes, if y'all get what I'm saying, man. Yo, going into the hole, being back there in that cell and that revolving door of the officers clicking that lock and bringing people in, telling me to go to the back of the wall. And then I look at the individuals that come in, man, I never know exactly who's going to come into my cell. But I know one thing, if they stay a while in my cell with me, Big Miz from the zoo, if an officer walk past, they definitely gonna hear me talking just like this.
Like, you got me fucked up. Like, you looking for a nigga to rescue you. I don't look for a nigga to rescue me. My nigga, I don't even think like that. That don't even come to my mind. A nigga helping me or doing something for me don't come to my mind, because I'm too busy thinking about doing something for myself. So if I fall and I hurt myself and I'm laying on the floor, do you think that I'm waiting for a nigga to pick me up?
Boy, and that's a natural fact. This your boy Big Miz from the zoo. I'm gonna get back with y'all with week 3. Peace.
How you think? You think crazy. I don't think like that. I don't think like that. Like, you talking stupid, my nigga. Like, I trust the process. I go to war against this fake shit on my own. On my own. I go to war with the fake shit on my own. Yeah.
The Red Room stories are based on real events. Some details have been changed and dramatized for entertainment. Please don't try anything you see or hear in these videos. Thank you.
What's up? What's going on, everyone? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and we are back in the Red Room. And this situation right here takes place in Valdosta State Prison. And it's about an individual named Darrell. And Darrell was new to the camp. I talked to his family before making this video and talking about the situation, because the situation is very touchy for a lot of people, especially his loved ones.
What's up? What's going on?
But they wanted me to express how vicious of an attack it was when it came to Darrell and his attacker. What happens to be a reoccurrence in the Georgia Department of Corrections to this day, that now the person that's closest to you, your actual cellie, could be the one that attacks you and takes your life away from you. But they said that little Darrell had just got to Valdosta State Prison, and he actually had a low sentence. So no one knows why he was sent to that level 5 camp, not being a violent offender and having a low sentence, or only like 18 more months to do. And he got into a couple situations, a couple arguments and stuff like that inside of the dorm that he was in. He was in the bottom in E and F. And he felt that he was not in the safest position to keep arguing with people, knowing that he is a he is a person without a gang tie. He's just a civilian, and he's not even from Georgia at all. So he did not come down there with no bus partners or knowing anyone. All he had was his family on the outside, taking care of him and trying to make sure that he's straight so he don't have to ask people for nothing. But the people were testing him, the guys of his age, because he was only 20 years old. And he saw that one situation was getting a little bit too far with the alleged gang member, and he did not have any type of weapon, no type of knife or nothing, and he didn't want to buy one. He said he just wanted to do his time and leave. So he thought of a good plan to get the night shift orderly detail, and he got it, I think, within 10 days, they said. And then once he got the detail, he made his move. He was sweeping and stuff like that in the nighttime while everybody's locked down, to pack his stuff up and go to the hole. But people watched that move. They saw him making that move, and the people that he argued with, especially this one individual that was with a certain gang that we're not going to put too much light on, did not like the fact that he called out because they wanted to do something to him themselves. So they called around inside the hole. They're sending kites out and everything to find out what cell he was in. And he happened to be in the cell with a fool. A straight up killer. Someone that can easily and will easily make that decision to put wings on you and take your life away from you, and can sleep with no problem after the fact. And the gang members in the dorm were so happy and pleased to know that he's in the cell with him. So they asked to contact him, sending kites over to old boy because he didn't have a phone. And they was telling him that they'll pay him a amount of money. I didn't really get the amount of money that they offered this dude, but he said yes to it. And whatever drugs was attached. And he actually waited for that young man to be in a very vulnerable position, using the bathroom, on the toilet, using the bathroom with the curtain up. And old boy already had a banger inside the cell. And they said when the dude went to go, like, you gotta do courtesy flushes. When he went to go start flushing the toilet, he could not hear that dude was setting up to get up to attack him. And when he bust that curtain open, he jumped at him and started stabbing old boy. And he hit little Darrell right in his face, under his cheek, first time, boom. Then he started hitting him again. And he was hitting him, and Darrell is trying to move around, but he's already hurt and bleeding out his face. And dude is just coming from all angles, just hitting him and stabbing 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 him, to the point where it was no coming back and no fighting back for Darrell. He stabbed that man so many times it made no sense. And then he went and put him under the bunk. Put sheets on him and put him under the bunk and started cleaning that cell. And left that man in there, man. He left him in there for days. This man's body started going through rigor mortis, like, and decaying.
Listen to the story.
And nobody never knew what was going on. Those CEOs paid attention enough to know that this young man is under this bunk, dead, deceased. Until one day, his cellie goes to the shower, and there's a CEO going around with the nurse. They're going from dorm to dorm, and they can smell something, because that man's door was still cracked open. And they said when the officer opened the door and the nurse was saying, "Hey, are you all right?" She just screamed. And everything went from, like, berserk from there. They saw that it's a body laying there, wrapped up like a mummy, and it stink inside the dorm. And this the body of Darrell. Little man didn't have a chance. He was there for 12 days. 12. And he was unalived at this level 5 prison in Austin State Prison. This Red Room video right here is dedicated to all of the inmates that keep losing their lives on a daily basis by the hands of their cellie. Viciously attacked. This makes no sense. Y'all have to wisen up. It has to cease. The murders, it has to cease. Right now, I am playing catch up, trying to do these Red Room videos, but it's too many unalivings going down. I'm just asking y'all, please, find something safe to do. Don't find yourself doing something stupid outside in these streets and be in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. You're better than that. Darrell was better than that. It's a shame, y'all. It's a shame. Yo, what's going on, y'all? What up, what up? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and I am back in the Red Room. And tonight we're going to be talking about a situation that I was very closely involved in and this actual situation is over with. So there's no need to be in the comments like asking why didn't I get life for this situation or extra time. The situation has already been resolved years ago. But this took place in Valdosta State Prison. And it was one of my brothers at the time, the second Bateen that I met inside the Georgia Department of Corrections. He was actually telling me about his cellmate, and he was very bothered. He would come to Jumawa, this Friday meeting time for the Muslims to come for congregational prayer. And after the Kupar that the imam would give, his brother B. Walker would be talking to me. And he looked at real disturbed in the face. And he was telling me that he thinks that his roommate, like he's allowing his roommate to use his phone, but he's thinking that his roommate is going inside of his camera roll and looking at his wife's pictures. And he told him, do not go into my camera roll, period. But he's feeling that this dude is going in there and looking at videos and pictures of this man's wife, and he's pleasing himself to it. And he was telling me, when he looked at me, he was like, yo, if I find out that this nigga is going inside my photos and my videos, just the thought of him violating me like that, I'ma pull buddy out so bad, man. He was like, yo, I'm gonna kill him in there. Like, Allah, I'm gonna off him, man. And I was like, yo, don't even think like that. I was like, yo, what? Aren't y'all cool? Like, that's just silly. Like, you ain't like tapped in with him. He was like, yeah, bro, but it's something about him, man. Like, he be moving too slick, man. He be thinking everything cool, and the smile that be on his face, bro. Like, if I catch him, if I catch him. And when he said that, it resonated with me. I thought about it, like, just the thought of that betrayal, laughing and kikiing and eating with this dude every night. Y'all talking, when y'all locked down, like, you get close with individuals. You do. And y'all get a certain type of bond. Like, usually this person will go all out for you when stuff pop off, even if they're not affiliated with the same thing that you're affiliated with. Y'all grow a bond. And he's feeling that this dude might be trying to violate him in the worst way and getting off to this man's wifey, the person that's holding him down, that he been loving since the streets. And now that he's in this type of predicament, things go to the max. It's on 1,000 already. And bro, the day came where we had to get pushed out of Jumawa quick. Something was going on, and they're shooting us back to the dorm, bro. And this man had his phone. And when we was coming into the dorm, we was walking. He was in the dorm with me. We were going upstairs. He's only a couple doors down from me. And he was talking about it. It was like he talked the situation up. We walking in there, and you see he got the towel and the door. He got it locked, like if he's using the bathroom. And he was on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? That team was off the chain. Yes, he did have a life sentence, and he was fighting that life sentence, so that was bothering him as well. But this is how that story took a turn. I started knocking on the door, and when he did that, he noticed it was a crack in the door, and he's looking inside this door. And I'm talking about, he just exploded. When he looked, he saw enough that he needed to see. Whatever he saw, that was Ox eyes visioning in on his deepest fear and his regret of this betrayal and not getting him sooner. But now he saw with his own eyes, and he banging on the door, telling him to open up the door. And Buddy trying to put himself together, that he go and open the door. And I took no time. He took no time. He said what he said to him, and he was like, no, that wasn't your people. Ak is already going. Boom, they're fighting. And I'm not thinking that there's no tools around or nothing. I see them fighting. And dude is trying to come out the cell. And when he came out the cell, I'm not going to lie, I was standing there. It was other brothers standing around and coming towards the cell too to see what's going on with the brother. But I already started hooking off on this dude. And when he balled up or whatever, I pushed him back into that cell. And when that took place, I'm saying in at least that 15 seconds or 10 seconds that I'm hitting him and threw him back in that cell, bro, and I green lighted the door, Ak was already going to get his tool. And he had something long and sharp and attacked this dude from the blind side, from the back. And this brother went so berserk on this dude. I'm talking about, when I tell y'all overkill is a thing, it's a thing. He was pouring Buddy out. He had to at least puncture this dude at least like 70 times. And I walked up to the cell and I'm looking like, oh, because I didn't think that I pushed this man into a situation where now he has to go life for life in there. And they both probably had tools in the cell, but I done upped his already. I started pouring Buddy out. I'm looking from the other side, and I'm thinking, like, what did I get myself involved in? What did I just do? Because I'm sure, Tommy, these dudes got life. But at that time, there was no thinking. He was trying to get out. I was hitting him, dicing up, and putting him back in the cell so they can keep on rocking. That's all. What I watched and what I witnessed looking into that cell, bro, it was like a horror show. It was like a horror show. This brother was so angry. It's like he was losing his mind in there. All I see is blood coming up. Every time he go in and pull back, you're seeing blood all over his shirt, his hands, on his neck, like his blood on his face from the other individual. While he just down bad in this dude. And the guy he's trying to get back out of there, but the door is green lighted. And this dude met his demise in that cell. And there was a big investigation about the situation and everything. And I got up out of that because I told them that the door was closed. It was no high stakes or nothing like that. But once that door closed, that situation turned for the worse. And yes, that brother got more time for doing this. He already had a life sentence, so it was like a slap on the wrist just to handle some business of some big boy betrayal inside the chain gang. Yo, I tell y'all these stories and bring forth this awareness of the dangers and bring it into the red room so y'all can know it is crazy within these walls, yo. So please, watch yourself out in these streets and don't find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang, because it can happen to anybody at any time. Your roomie can be the one violating you and jacking off to your wife, bro. Think about it. Peace. Yo, what's up? What's going on? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and I'm back with another story for y'all. And yes, we are in the red room. And I'm gonna speak about tragedies that take place within the chain gang, where freak accidents happen, or just messing around or playing around or trying just to kick up some ruckus in your cell and be undermining the authority just to get some attention or to get moved to a different prison. I don't know exactly what these two individuals was doing, man. It was one inmate by the name of Vestal and Richard Strickland. They said actually Vestal was serving a life sentence, and Richard Strickland, for the strings of robberies that he committed, he was doing 20 years. So one of them had no chance and no possibility for parole, while the other inmate had a chance to get back out to live his life as a productive citizen once he would have got his stuff together and received some type of parole. He could have lived. And yes, I said he could have lived. Because in this situation, it stems back to 2016, February, on a Tuesday. These two inmates was in their cell, which they shared together. And they thought it was a good idea in Valdosta State Prison, that level 5 camp, to kick up some dust in their cell while they were actually locked down. Now, I don't know if this was a drug-induced situation. Were they drunk? Did they have any type of mind-altering drug to make them think that what they did or one of them started was a good idea? But this night, as everybody's locked down, and just like the regular lockdown, you hear people yelling from door to door and stuff like that. People is trying to talk to other people saying, send this down and do this and do that. And one of them is in the cell with a bright idea, thinking, I'm going to use my lighter and I'm going to set our mattress on fire while we're in here. Now, the thing is, which one of them do you think will want to come up with this plan and good idea to go ahead and set their mattress ablaze? Something that once you light it, it has these fibers and stuff in it and this hard plastic, and once it's lit and it catches, this fiber is going to just really just go ablaze and have it an uncontrollable fire that they can't even get near or touch. And then the gases and the smoke that comes from this fire, you're not even going to be able to receive it. You can't even inhale this stuff. It's way too strong. And in this cell, this closed-in environment, this heat is going to burn you up. It's going to get too hot in there, and there's no way to move. You can try to push the window open so you can breathe a little bit, or try to get low or something like that. But I'm pretty sure it went like this. Once the lifer set this fire ablaze and it was uncontrollable, he moved away from this mattress and he's telling homeboy, like, yo, come on, let's try to put this out. Let's try to put this out. Come on, man. We got to put this out, man. And they're trying to figure out if they can just throw some water on it, try to fill their cups up. But the fire is too much. It's too much. So they're trying to get to the door and contact people and yelling out, yo, come on. Yo, we need help, yo, we need help. Because This room is getting so hot. The temperature in this room is getting so hot. It is blazing in there. It is blazing in there. And now you're not just hearing people yelling out, trying to call out people's names and all that. You're hearing screams of desperation because their body, their skin and all that is getting burnt to a crisp inside of this cell. Inmates are smelling burnt flesh and everything. They're going, trying to get these officers that neglected them. 2 officers was contacted and alerted them to go help these brothers that's in this cell trying to get out. And they neglected the calls from these inmates, thinking that they're playing games and wasting their time. They don't want to hear nothing. The staff is terrible. They're terrible. You need a whole new crew of staff inside these prisons that have some type of humanity and some type of heart and love for other people, so you just won't treat them like garbage. Once they finally was pulled out of these cells, burnt, I'm talking about, they were messed up, disfiguredly burnt and scarred up. They got sent to a local medical center where these guys were pronounced that had 20 years and was eligible to go home because he only had strings of burglaries. When is this craziness, this nonsense going to stop? Who wants to hear that their loved ones just burned in a cell? That's like hard to grasp. Be like, hold up, in a cell? How did he burn in a fire in a cell? Think about it. It's just like if they put you inside of a bathroom and then lit the bathroom on fire and you're in there burning. You just made your own personal hell. Your own personal one. It has to stop. It has to. This situation right here, yes, it stemmed from 2016 in Valdosta State Prison. I was there in Valdosta State Prison, not for this situation, but this situation was dug up by me. I did my homework and it had to be presented in the red room. To Fentel and Strickland, I don't know who y'all did anything to or victimized, but for those brothers that died like that, rest in peace. And I'm asking y'all, please be safe out there. Don't do nothing stupid outside in these streets. Please. And find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. And if you do have to go to jail and do some time, don't never think it's a good idea to be in the cell with your cellie and light the cell on fire. Because that just might be how you go out in a blaze. This is your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Peace, y'all. Yo, what's up? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the Zoo, and I'm back with another story for y'all. And yes, we are in the red room. And this story right here that I'm going to speak about, it takes place in a used to be minimum security prison, Washington State Prison, but now they're looking at it as a level 5 camp. It's a lot of attacks going on there. It has turned up from when I was there, and this situation takes place when I was there. And we had a situation going on against a faction, an organization, a gang that I'm not going to put on the forefront, but I'm just letting y'all know we was getting into it with this actual faction. And things was real hot at the time. They're moving people in and out, you know what I'm saying? Putting people in the hole, shipping them off with emergency transfers and everything. People that been doing the pouring out or attacking other inmates, catching them down bad and getting them, stuff like that. The score is upping on our side, then they'll match the score and all that. Like, it was kind of going crazy a little bit. But one day, a situation transpired. And a lieutenant came to our dorm and said that he wanted to present something to us, you know what I'm saying, later on in Jumu'ah. After Jumu'ah, he wanted to show us something, right? So we're wondering what's going on. He said it's very important. He needs to talk to us as a whole Ummah, like the whole Muslim congregation. He wanted to speak to us in a whole to see if he can try to bring some type of solution to the situation, but it was something that he needed to show us. And it was agreed upon the imam after Jumu'ah come through. Show us what you're going to show us, talk to us about whatever. We're willing to listen to try to bring some type of resolution to the situation, at least to like bring it down a couple levels so people are not getting unalived in the situation. Now, after this good, cool part that the brother gave, and everybody was in good spirits, everybody's good, we talking, making sure like brothers in different dorms, like, yo, you good over there? Like, you sure? Like, salam alaikum, walaikum assalam rahmatullah. Like, yo, come on, be feasted by Allah, you know what I'm saying? Move only for the sake of Allah. Don't jump out there and be going crazy. I think, you know what I'm saying? We saying that and greeting each other back and forth. And then the lieutenant comes in front of the Umar and said he wanted to show us something. And he said for us to like clear our minds or take a breath or whatever like that, and for us to gather around him because he had it in his phone. You know what I'm saying? And then he said, better yet, I also have it in this tablet. He went into this little case thing and opened up a tablet. And he said for us to brace ourselves. I'm already thinking that he's about to show us something that we kind of wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? And he said, hey fellas, this took place on the other side of the camp yesterday. We tried to keep it under the radar and for y'all not to know what's going on so it won't pop off dorm to dorm and possibly go camp to camp. But the reason why y'all brother Mustafa did not come to Jumu'ah today is because of this. And he pressed play. And what we're seeing our brother come in from his detail into the dorm. And then these gang members that we're into it with come blindsided him. Like six of them surrounded him. And they're already clutching. They got their fingers pulled out and everything. And he's standing there. He's like looking at everybody, trying to see how he can try to get out of this situation. But luckily, he had one of them things on him as well. But they start going at him from all different directions, just jabbing at him. And he's moving. He's trying to move out the way. He's moving out the way, dodging. But anywhere that he will go, they now get him. Boom, move, get him. Boom, boom, they get him. Boom, and now some of these bangers are sticking in his body. And this brother is so much of a warrior. He's pulling these bangers out of him, using it back back on them, fighting back. But I'm talking about he's trying his best. He's getting down like a warrior supposed to. And he was moving, tackle, he was doing the right things, but they was tearing him up. They tore him up, and we stood around looking at each other. Some of the brothers is tearing. I've been doing time with him for a long time. I only knew him for like a year, and my heart was broken. My heart was broken watching his brother fighting and pulling these bangers out of his body to use it back on them. Everybody in the dorm stood around, and they just looked at this situation go down. And the part that hurt me the most is when his brother was trying to get away, and one dude came with this long thing and hit him. Boom! He was like, ah! I was like, yo. And he goes down to the ground and just overdid Iguan. And I know that hurt him to see all the other people, because he helped people in his dorm and everything. And to see them just looking at him get down batted in that type of situation where he had no type of help and no way out of this. He knew that he was losing his life that day. You can see it in his eyes. You saw when the life left from his eyes. And boy, that right there started mayhem inside of that prison. When we saw that, we couldn't even think right no more. There was no thinking right. It's like, yo, we going back to the dorm and we popping off the rip. We don't care. We not trying to hear none of that, anything. Some brothers knew they was about to get extra time and everything. And just luckily, once he showed us and so he saw how we was moving, once we was getting back to the dorm, they wouldn't have locked it down. They didn't even allow us to do anything. Once we started moving on the walk, the SWAT team and everything is escorting us to the buildings, and they locked us down. They thought about it. They was real smart, because I promise you, I promise you, it would have went bananas in every dorm if they would have just allowed us to walk in those dorms. We was going to get laced up, army ready, soldier ready, and we was going to go bananas inside of those dorms. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this situation had to hit the Red Room, because I thought about it. It was a crazy situation. Peace to Ak. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. From God we came, and surely to him we will return. Please, y'all stay out of these streets. Don't find yourself getting in trouble and do something stupid and be in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. Don't do that to yourself. You'll be going out real bad if you do. Believe me. This your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm going, y'all. Yo, what's up? What's going on? It's your boy Big Miz from the Zoo. And we're back in the Red Room. In this situation right here, I'm going to expound on how dangerous and how serious it is when you come to a prison. It can start off in the county jail. It can start off in the streets. But you get to these jails, and then you find your way into a prison, especially the chain gang, the Georgia Department of Corrections, and you come there with a habit, a drug habit, or you get onto a drug and you become addicted to this drug where you spiral out of control. You get to a point in life where you're not managing things correctly. Now you're playing a lot of games and you're only trying to feed your habit. And it gets like that. especially for the guys that's doing a lot of time. They are stressed all the way out and they just want to escape from the world. They don't want to stay in reality. That's a painful place to be at, reality. And this situation right here, I'm going to be speaking about old man Franklin and how he got so caught up on what they call cream, what we know to be amphetamines. And this dude, like, he had to leave 2 different prisons, playing games and owing people, and then catching out because his wife can't fit the bill. She told him that she was done because she felt something weird was going on. She said her spirit is not sitting right with the situation. Something that's not right about what you're saying to me, how frequent you're calling me and asking me to send money to this guy and this guy. And the conversation always seemed weird when you're talking to me. You're not even talking in the proper pattern that you usually talk to me in. And he got released from the hole, getting moved around as a sleeper, and got released from the hole to this one camp that I don't feel comfortable opening up that can of worms on exactly what camp it was, because this situation is fairly new. You know what I'm saying? And he came with them same tricks and didn't know this is the wrong camp for that. And I'm gonna let you know, yes, it was a level 5 camp. And he started dealing with some young boys, you know what I'm saying, Spedo, and a couple of his homeboys, his affiliates, his gang members, and he started playing games. He had a little bit of money since he was a sleeper in a hole, and he was spending good, getting in their favor. He thought that he was doing good. But once he got low and he was geeking out of his mind, one weekend, this man conjured up a plan. He thought that he can be slicker than oil, and he forgot that oil dries. And he went to tell them that he wanted a 200 piece of some ice cream, knowing that he did not have the money to pay for it. He sat up there and faked them out. He faked these dudes out with a facetious little slip saying, this money good, just go ahead and put it on your card or whatever. Like, he slid them this little piece of paper. They slid him to work, and they found out it was $5 on there. 5. And he forgot it was the weekend. He didn't know that they can move around like that, because he slid through doing around lunchtime hours. He's walking on the walk. He done got out there, got his little pack or whatever, and didn't know that these dudes is now calling around trying to find out exactly what cell this man is in. Once they found out, and they was asking their homies like, yo, who in y'all dorm? Who running y'all dorm right now? Who in the booth? And they said, Mrs. Blase Blah. And this lady right here is somebody that goes to sleep on the job. And they went to the booth. They getting her. She's in the bathroom, knocked out. You know what I'm saying? They waking her up. Boom, boom, banging on the thing. She come out. And she's like, what's going on? Like, damn, I'm in the bathroom. You see, I'm in the bathroom. They said, look, forget all that. Look, one of my brothers trying to come through, like I owe him some money. I need to give him this money. You know what I'm saying? He hungry and he need this money. And I mean, he was like, look, we're going to let you sleep for the rest of the day. We already know what's going on with you. She messing with her hair or whatever. Like, look, y'all gonna have to be quick, because I don't got no time for all this bullshit. Like, y'all be playing a lot of games. He better be in and out this dorm, and I'm serious. Buddy and them already coming down the walk. They already knew what time it was. They was going to step to her anyway. You know what I'm saying? Whether they brothers had got her out the bathroom or not. and they come onto the small yard, they come to the dorm, she let them boys smooth in. They go creeping up on old man door. And old man Franklin is in there tweet out of his mind, looking all crazy at the back window, looking around, tweaking. And he didn't know as soon as that door opened, it was like that for him. And once they got him in there and closed that door, bro, this is the only thing that took place after the fact. This is sad, because at this moment, what you're seeing is the beginning part before the promise they made to him. Y'all heard them make him a promise. We're going to take your life. We're going to put wings on you. And they kept up with their promise. Old man Franklin lost his life in the results of his injuries. Because I heard that after they poured him out and all that, they kept beating his body. They plummeted his body. They crushed his skull, broke his jaw, his eye sockets and everything, you know what I'm saying? Crushed his hands, crushed his ribs, broke his ankles, and all that. Over some cream. Is it worth it? Is it worth you going to these prisons and getting hooked on these drugs and then start playing games and then you're no longer coming home? It's not even worth it. It makes no sense. It's not adding up. Either y'all brothers stop selling to these weak individuals, you know what I'm saying, that just can't get it together, and y'all know the ones who's like that. Or y'all brothers that have these issues and you thinking, yo, drugs is the next alternative, find something else to do. Because you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting your loved ones that's out there too, man. I'm asking y'all, give yourself a chance behind these bars as well. Just like I asked the people in the streets, be smart, be diligent. Don't put yourself in harm's way. Don't do nothing stupid where you're gonna find yourself, man, in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. This your boy Big Miz from the zoo. Like, bro, damn. Yo, what's up? What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo. And yes, we're back in the red room. And this story today is a very, very recent situation. So I'm going to try my best to protect the victim in this situation. Even though the homework that I did on this, it seemed like he doesn't need no protecting for a couple different reasons. But I will shorten the name of this individual. This is going to be the CB story, and how his running around got him caught up once he went to the hole. Now, this is in Ware State Prison, Waycross, Georgia. This incident just took place December 1st of this year. And CB, he was a model inmate, you know what I'm saying? He came into the prison with a life sentence with the charges stemming from kidnapping and murder. So yes, he did unalive somebody. So y'all might not feel too sensitive about his situation because he does have victims of his own. But when he got to his camp after moving around through the years, because he was down for plenty of years, over 15 plus years. But it got to this month where he was in Weir State Prison and he was dealing with some gang members. He was actually getting product in with them. And he thought that this would be a good time to switch camps. And people do this sometimes. They catch out and they call it going and laying it down, where they're trying to get like a justification for going to PC and laying it down and then trying to get to a different camp. But he was doing this under some different circumstances. He was actually trying to run off on the guys that he was doing business with. And this is a no-no in the chain gang. It's a no-no because you got to get away fast. You got to get away fast and hope that these dudes are not plugged in. And this is the vital mistake that he made. Once he went and picked up a drop, a pack that's supposed to have been going in 3 ways with 3 different people, he was one, and then there was 2 other gang members involved. And I don't want to talk about the specific gang member because I said this is a very, very recent event. And I know people are still mourning and they're still doing investigations about this situation right here. Even the autopsy hasn't came back. When he goes and he catches out after getting the pack, he said that he went to his detail officer and said that he was scared to go back to the dorm. He was fearing for his life. They went and talked to a lieutenant, and then he goes to the hole right then with the pack on him. And as the days are going by, he has a cellie too. And as the days are going by, he's thinking that he's scot-free. Didn't know that his cellmate had a jack. He has a phone. And one night on December 1st, he gets a call. His cellmate gets a call. He's at the back window. He's talking. And they saying, yo, G, look. Some dude done ran off on us. His name is C, last name B, this, that, and the third. Boom, boom, this is what he looks like. Tall white guy, you know what I'm saying? About 200 and something pounds. He's like 47 years old. Like they breaking him down. And he was like, yo, fool, he in the cell with me right now. He was like, what? Like, he in the cell with me right now. When we put him on the phone, he was like, nah, look. We'll drop some bread on you right now. We'll send a cash app to you right now. Put some wings on him. Like, what you want me to do? That's all he needed to hear. They said, yo, we'll send you $300 right now. You go ahead and take his life from him. Boy, this dude gets off the phone. He turns around to Buddy. And he was like, damn, man. Like, so hold up. I never asked you why you came to the hole, man. What's going on with you? And he was like, man, it's a long story, man. It's a long story. He was like, oh, it is? And he going through his stuff to go get that bone crusher out. He's like, what you mean it's a long story? It's long like this? And he pulls this banger out. Start hitting him all of his legs because he's sitting on the top bunk inside the cell. Start hitting him all of his legs, and he bringing him down off the bunk. I'm talking about banging him. Like, he catching him all in the upper region, his neck area, face shots, you know what I'm saying? And they said that one went into his eye, boom, back out, kept jagging at this dude, hitting him. Dude is trying to get away. He hitting the door, saying, help. He started like grabbing his face, putting it against the door, and hitting him in his jaw with this bone crusher. This bone crusher is going through his jaw, and the point is going through his mouth. He hitting him. There's no more yelling. There's no more yelling for CB. He met his fate inside that cell by the hands of his cellie. Him trying to run away. Him trying to run away with somebody's pack. It's never a good idea. If you're ready to start doing some foul stuff and all that, you might as well just go get down for yourself and get your mind right. Then come back on the compound once your mind is together. Because as soon as you start thinking that way, you're a dead man walking anyway. All they gotta do is find out that you're trying to do something crazy and something out the way and take food out of niggas' mouths that's in jail, and they probably was lifers anyway. When chain gang rules is in full effect and it becomes a life for a life situation, or you running off with people's money in a high amount, they're gonna put wings on you. The helicopter will be coming to pick you up, or the coroner is scraping you off the walk. You're not getting away. Don't come to these prisons playing no type of games. None. It's best that you come into this jail, do your time, talk to your people, get your visits, do what you gotta do, eat your food, stay out the way, don't gamble, don't bet, don't do nothing out the way, don't play no F games with nobody or nothing. Because you're gonna find yourself too deep in a situation and they're gonna want demands from you that you can't handle. Or if you get into a situation, don't get greedy and think, yo, I'm about to run off with the shit. If you got some type of issue or something, let them know so you can faithfully bow out and tap out of that situation. Or you're gonna find yourself just like CB, unalived. And like I said, this situation right here, many people probably don't even care about his well-being because he came in there with a life sentence with kidnapping somebody and unaliving somebody. So no, when you come down there with these charges, you might reap the benefits of your charges later on down the line, bro. And what's that called? That's called your own personal dish handed back to you. That's your karma. Take it or leave it. And I don't feel no type of way about the situation. I have no qualms about it. It could have went either way for me. But this story definitely needed to reach the Red Room. I'm here. This is Big Miz from the zoo. Y'all please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I got y'all every trip. But I'm just asking you, please, don't do nothing stupid outside in these streets and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang. Don't do it. Yo, what's up? What's going on, y'all? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and I'm back in the Red Room. And I have a story, man, about an individual named Malik. And he was in 901 Wright Street. I was also there in 901 Wright Street with Malik. And this story is how Malik did not make it out. Yo, this dude, man, he was a cool dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was a real down-to-earth individual. He was quick to type of help you out individual, you know what I'm saying? A younger gentleman, he was probably like 28, 29 at the time. And I saw him kind of like stay in his cell though. Like, it was real wild out there at the time, you know what I'm saying? I think I was on 5 South something, you know what I'm saying, 200 or 300, and he would keep to himself. He steady be on the phone in the morning time, talking to his girl, planning on trying to get that bail money. That's all he talked about, was that bail money. He was trying to get that bail money, and he stayed in there for like 14 months while his people tried to save up this money so he can jump and then fight his case from the streets. That's all he wanted to do. He was tired of going to court, you know what I'm saying, in that jail suit, because he felt that that was like an omen to him. It was messing him up, you know what I'm saying? And I would see how he be smiling big, talking to his kids on the phone, laughing with his girl and stuff like that. He was like, man, I can't wait to go home. I can't wait to go home. Hell yeah, man. Yo, nah, my girl doing good out there, yo. And my little boy, He asking a lot of questions, man. He always talking about that while we eating at the table. You know what I'm saying? He always talking about he can't wait to get home. You know what I'm saying? To fight his case from the streets. As time is going by, I'm noticing that he's slightly talking about going home because he's getting close. I remember him saying they only had like a couple thousand left to get. And as the time is going by, he's knocking it down. He's like, yo, 1 more 1,000. I'm out of here. Wait, I'm from here. Yo, buddy, I'm from here, bro. I'm from here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I always be laughing like, yo, this ain't like, yo, I'm from here. I'm from here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Him going to sell boom. He be dancing and everything. Happy as I don't know what. And boy, I remember like it was yesterday. The night that the Sarge came in and said, man, it's your lucky day. Your people down there working on that bail and all. Man, this man went jumping through the door. Yo, they told me they was coming through, but they didn't even call me all day. I was wondering what was going on. Why they wasn't calling, man? My people there, fool. My people there. It looked like he wanted to shed a tear. He running around doing all different types of stuff. Now he working out. He doing stuff that he didn't even usually do. You know what I'm saying? He working out, everything. He playing cards with niggas and all that. Like, yo, come on, y'all wanna play spades? Come on, let's get it. Let's get it. Like, he's opening his shell at the end of his bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. Well, we go and we lock it down. He said, like, he couldn't even take it. It was too much anxiety for him walking back and forth. Like, he started walking back and forth for like 3 hours. Boom, 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 boom. While his people was trying to get him out. We're in the cell. I remember the cats that's in there. One was from Lithonia, another one from the deck, Decatur, you know what I'm saying? And then 2 dudes from Atlanta. One of them was Marcelli and it was me. And they in there beating on the table and they was rapping. And I'm listening to them. We jamming. And I remember when you heard them say, 200, or yeah, I think they said 200. The door opens, bro. And they called that man name. Yo, when they called that man name, it seemed like everybody was getting released. We heard that name. We was like, oh, yo, that nigga getting out, Malik getting out. Boom, I'm jumping down. And Malik must have heard his name get called while he was laying there. He's on the bottom bunk. But he forgot at that time that they kept putting in for requests. They kept putting in for requests the whole time he was there about this damn nail that was like this long and real sharp screw at the top of his bed. You know what I'm saying? It's at the bottom of the top bunk, but at the very top of his bed. And he forgot all about it. Yo, once they called this boy name, man, he must have jumped up out of his sleep, bro. And once he jumped up out of his sleep, he must have jumped smooth up. And that nail went and lodged in this man's head. They said it was probably like, at least like 4 inches or something like that in his head. He jumped up so fast, it went smooth through. And his cellie telling him like, yo, they called your name. But he's so stuck. He's stuck at the top bunk with this nail in this man's head with all, yo, it was a crazy sight because once his roommate saw it, he jumped out. He's like, yo, boom, he bust out the door. He called the officers like, yo, come here. He was like, man, tell him, come on, man. Come on, this train is going. He was like, no, come here, man. He got a hole in his head. Like, come on. The officer laughed and trying like, man, come on, man. Tell that man to come on, man, before he get left for real. I'm playing. He was like, yo, the man. Yo, the officer ran over there. He saw what was going on. He run back. He looking for his walkie-talkie. I remember he did not have it. And then he banging on the door, getting them in the booth, telling them, look, call the people. And then they're just paying attention to his movement and know how frantic he was. They called for help. They running down there. It's all these nurses and stuff like that. They were scared to pull that man's head off that nail because they said that it might hurt him even more. They was trying to figure it out. They had the whole dorm. We all there standing there looking. And cats is just like quiet and all looking, because this was this dude's release. They was coming to pick him up for release so he can go home and be with his family. And yo, I'm trying to tell you, bro, you never know when something is going to happen to you. He would have never thought that, because we would have told him, don't go to sleep, bro. Don't forget about that nail, bro. This man lost his life over a nail, not nobody viciously attacking him or nothing. This was a cause. It was like, yo, this was so bizarre and so crazy, my man. That's why I'm telling y'all, please give yourself a chance out here in these streets, because you don't know, you might get a Malik. You know what I'm saying? And something is wrong in your cell and you get a freak accident and you don't even make it out of the county on the day of your release. That made no sense. I've never saw nothing like that before. Never heard of nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? This man sat there, his eyes wide open, his hands down, with his head looked like it's stuck to the top of the bunk, bro. And that man lost his life that night, and they had to go tell his family that they didn't fix the issue of even shaving down that nail, because they was talking about this can kill somebody. And it did. You know what I'm saying? And for all the people that went through Fulton County Jail, 901 Wright Street, and had a terrible situation go on with them, you know what I'm saying? Because there's more stories about people that crazy stuff happened in 901 Wright Street, man. You know what I'm saying? Prayers out to all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just asking y'all, don't do nothing stupid outside in these streets and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, a chain gang, y'all. It's your boy Big Miz from the zoo. Y'all be easy, man. Yo, what's up? What's going on? This is your boy Big Miz from the zoo, and I'm back with another story. And yes, we are back in the Red Room. And this story right here is about an individual that you kind of see in every chain gang. You know what I'm saying? Damn near in every dorm. This individual name was Pug, and we started calling him Let Me Get a Soup, because he was like a Maytag, like a dude that goes around cleaning people's cells. He'll do odd jobs. He'll go running to get hot water for your soup or for your coffee. He trying to sweep out your room, mop out your room, wipe it down, you know what I'm saying, clean it and everything. And he be always saying, "Let's get a soup." Or he'll invite a situation, be like, "Yo, you look tired, man. You look real tired, bro. I see how you leaning on the rail, man. You want me to come up there and knock out your room real quick before inspection? Let me get a soup." Like, this is how he was coming. And he would say that to everybody and anybody about anything. You know what I'm saying? And he'll always say, "Let me get a soup." And these type of individuals, when they come into the prison system, after they get sentenced, it's like they usually, like, their family will kind of like start distancing themselves from that individual, so they have no backing. They don't have people sending mail into them, you know what I'm saying, sending money orders in. You're not getting no packages, no visits, or none of that. So you're kind of like hustling off the land. And that's how this individual was. He didn't disrespect nobody. He tried to respect everybody because he wanted to work and do something for any and everybody. And I noticed that was his daily thing. This is what he did. Like, for months that I was there, this is what he'll do. From the break of dawn, when he drinking his coffee and people coming out their cell, he looking like, "Man, you should let me press that, man. You know I'm up in the laundry now. You should let me press that. You need me to? Let me get a suit. Like, this is how he was coming. Now, there was some people moving around, coming into the different dorms or whatever, and I don't know exactly where he was coming from, but I know the dude that slid up in our dorm, they said that he was down for at least like 20-something years or whatever. And he was in the old chain gang, like Alto days and all that. And this was an older gentleman. He looked very fit for his age.
It's gonna be the last
he
story
was like
right here. And then I'm taking it down,
close
yo.
to 60 years old. He looked very fit. He was very tall, like 6'5". You know what I'm saying? Slender built. He looked muscular, toned up and everything. Had a butt-naked face. Like, he even shaved his mustache, everything off. He just butt-naked face. Looked at kind of weird a little bit. I'm going to say that. But he had a real stern face. And when he came into the dorm, he came luggaged up. He had mad bags, mad food and everything. And as people were standing around, they was asking, like, what he claimed and stuff like that. He walked past everybody. He ain't even look at them. He's standing taller than everybody. He coming in, he walked past them. Boom. He go into a cell, and you could tell his clothes was all extra creased up. He still had the shiny tips on his boots, too. You know what I'm saying? And we was fading out of that era, but he was definitely in there. You know what I'm saying? And as he stayed in our dorm, I noticed he would rarely come out the dorm. And then, out his cell, you know what I'm saying, into the day room or anything. He'll always be playing his cell. He had an old radio, too, a big boombox radio. I think I spoke about that before. I'm going to do another video on that another time, though. But he's always in there listening to his radio or whatever, like that. And then he started coming out telling people about he had store. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to run store. He was dealing with a selected few of people or whatever the case may be. And when I saw him talking about it in front of the TV, I noticed, let me get a soup, was over there. He was looking at the man or whatever. And I thought that he was about to go start doing his rounds and asking, can he be Maytag and do some work for somebody, buffing out their cell or something like that, and be like, let me get a soup. But he's looking at him talk. And he was standing there. He had a soup in his hand, but he went to the dude and he was like, man, how much you do for 2 soups, man? Like, I need 2 beef soups. Like, what you trying to do for 2 beef soups? He was like, it's going to cost too much, Playboy. It's going to cost too much, man. He was like, nah, I just want 2 soups. I'll pay it back on store. He was like, it's going to be 5 soups. It's going to be 5 soups. You want it or not? And I saw that old head, like, was kind of on some ignorant stuff. You know what I'm saying? How he was doing Pug or whatever, let me get a suit. But he was like, come on, follow me, man. And he giving it to him, but he's talking to him before he hands it over to him. Like, he's giving him a whole speech or something. I couldn't really hear exactly the words, but you can tell he's not handing over that soup until he was done talking. Then he gives him the soups, and then they go their different ways. A couple days go past, bro, and store day hits. And let me get a soup is still in his cell. When they call for everybody to go out, he's still in his cell. And I noticed that OG keeps opening his door. He's opening his door a lot, looking out, looking through the door. He closed the door. You hear his music blasting too. Every time he open it, you'll hear the music. He looking around or whatever. Now, after store call is over, people is going out to chow and all that. And I'm in the dorm. I did not go to chow, and a couple other people didn't go to chow because we was about to hook something up that day or whatever. And because everybody was good that was with me. And I noticed that OG comes out his cell. He has a pillowcase in his hand, and it looks like something is inside this pillowcase or whatever. He's walking on the bottom range because that's where he stays at, and let me get a soup stays on the other side. Now, he goes around and goes to let me get a soup's door. He's tapping on the door, and then the door's about to open up, and this man goes in. Now, when he goes in, from that point,
Like the way he rushed in seemed like it was gonna be some loud boom, 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 all that in there. It ain't no sound at all. It's no sound going on and everything. Now, it's probably like maybe 3 to 4 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than that. I don't know, but child is about to come back or whatever. And when dude opens the door, when this man opens the door back up, it's like he went in there for an all-out massacre. This dude came back out with so much of, let me get a soups inside, you know what I'm saying, blood, everything all on his arms, his hands, on the big banger that he had in that pillowcase where he was hiding. He got it all over him, and this man is coming out the cell like this, wiping his face with this man's, all his Kool-Aid out of his body. He's wiping his face with it and everything, and he coming out the cell smiling. This man came out the cell smiling and going back to his cell with the weapon, everything. So I'm talking about, you can tell that he went in there like he was just slaughtering a dog or something up in there, man. And when he went into his cell, everybody is running down there, open the door, and man, this guy, let me get a soup, was in there in his bed. It looked like a horror show up in that spot, man. Like people were trying to get him up out of there, rushing him to the door for the officer to call for medical. Medical is running down there. They getting him up out of there. And this man, he did not make it. He did not make it from that situation, man. Let me get a suit was a good dude. He was a good, solid dude. And this happens to too many people, too much in the Georgia Department of Corrections. I'm asking y'all to stay out these streets, stay out the way. Please don't go do nothing stupid and find yourself in somebody's county jail, prison, or chain gang, and you can be called to, let me get a suit, losing your life over 3 soups because the man didn't pay 3 soups. I heard he said he was going to pay him next week, and that man said it was over. It was a wrap.
All right, y'all. I hope y'all like these stories, man. Until next time, I'll get with y'all.
Peace.
Y'all be easy, y'all. Peace.